Hey Tabitha, I am going to read your energetic signature. So when I went into your energy field, I heard the song start playing, Starships by Nicki Minaj. So probably want to go and listen to that after this. Okay, so it's like, starships are meant to fly. I tried. And so I saw a shooting star. I was like, ooh, and all of a sudden I was taken to this planet. It was giving very much like the moon, but different, but samesies. But I don't exactly know what planet it was. And I saw you there, but it was a different timeline version of you. And she was looking, and I said, oh, that's such a cool shooting star. And she was like, it's not a shooting star, it's a comet. I said, oh, okay. And I said, or I was asking her what she was doing. And she said, well, come with me. And I said, okay. So we blinked in space and then landed on the comet, and I was watching her, and she had these tweezers, and she picked up a rock, okay, very tiny rock. It was like this big, okay, like almost like a pebble, and she picked it up, and then she put it in this test tube and then closed the top. And I was like, oh, what is that? And she was so excited. She was like, oh, I got it. And I was like, okay, what is it? And she said, well, come on with me and I'll show you. And so we blipped into space again, and then we ended up in her home, and she was just so excited. Like she like she almost like forgot I was there. She ran to the kitchen, and there was all of these beakers like scientists work with, or like chemistry like teachers, and you know, anyway, like all these clear bottles to like make chemical reactions in, or like potions, even if you wanted to. But anyway, so we went over to one of them, and she dropped the like comet pebble in there, and oh my gosh, all of a sudden this giant plant started growing out of it, like huge, massive, and then it started encompassing the whole entire room. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Because it was just taking up all the space, and when the home was almost full and it was like pushing up all against us, it actually vanished. And I said, oh, what happened? And she said, oh, it integrated into the house, like into the walls. And I was like, what? And she said, yeah, the house is made of plants, like the whole entire home. Okay, not just that one plant though, okay, but the whole entire thing. And I said, oh, that's so interesting. I said, why did you decide to do that? And she said, because I like to breathe. I was like, okay. She said it all sassy. And basically she was saying like she loves having clean, fresh oxygen, so the plants are able to provide that, but that's not the only reason. Okay, she was just being like silly goose. And she said that she travels the galaxy looking for these different plants, brings them home, they infuse into the walls, and she brings people to her home to heal. Like, she's a healer, an energy healer, but she also works with these plants. So, oh, it's like a salt cave, like a salt room. I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but like all the walls and the floors are lined with Himalayan salt, and you sit in this chair and you breathe all of like the crisp oxygen in. And she was like, yeah, I like that. And she liked that analogy. I don't think that she had like salt rooms from wherever she was from, so I was giving her like a image from Earth of what we have. And so I was asking her how this could benefit you in this lifetime. And one of the things that she said is you can go into this room with her and she will help you heal, okay, for your own physical body, if you want to do that. But on top of that, she said that, okay, when you learn to become proficient at channeling, you don't necessarily always have to have physical representations of crystals and plants and herbs and different types of healing energies. You can just call them etherically. Okay, you can just call them from whatever planetary system or dimension that you need to, and then project that towards people through whatever modalities that you're using. And she said that she can teach you how to do this with her catalog of plants, because she has, I don't even know how many, like this is a huge, massive catalog. I mean, she's been doing this her whole entire life. And so what you can do, if you want to, you don't have to do this, obviously, you know, you have autonomy over your incarnation. But she said that she will teach you about these plants. You can actually go in meditation and do lessons with her. And you can actually create your own catalog to have here on Earth in your experience, and pull them up in your subconscious when you are doing healings with self or with other people, because all of the different plants have different healing abilities. And then she said that you could write a book on interdimensional plants. And I said, I don't know if the world is ready for that yet, because Like, we're already trying to look through the veil at things, and people are like, ooh, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And she said, though, that a few years from now, okay, it wasn't like a wild long time from now, she said that people are going to stop needing so much confirmation with their physical senses, and that it was going to be that inner knowing with your intuition and your discernment, and that the right people would find that book if you want to. And she actually said there's a lot more people that would be open to that and knowing their truth within of, oh yeah, these are plants that I can learn to channel from other dimensional spaces to help me and help others, and then you actually write the guidebook for them. And again, you can do that if you want to or not. But she said that she would help you with it if you do want to do it, because she would love to impart that knowledge and wisdom to different planetary systems like ours. Okay, so then I walked over to one of the walls and I said, can I touch it? And she was like, no, you can't touch it. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she said, you're gonna get your DNA on it, or on them. Right now, I don't want to say it, on them, the plants. And she said that will mess up the healing, okay, because my energetics will be imbued on them. And I said, oh, well, how are you protecting the floors when people come in here for healing, because their feet are going to be on it? And then I looked down and there was all these kind of like wool rugs everywhere, so nobody could, get contact on them. And I said, aren't you concerned about other people touching the walls, like just even by accident? And she was like, yeah, it is a worry of mine. And I said, oh, would you like me to create a protective layer over all the walls? I said, I can actually create, I'm very good at that. I said, I can create a barrier that's translucent so everybody can still see them. But if anything with like human DNA or animal DNA or anything that's not plant-based tries to touch it, the barrier will not allow it. And she's like, oh, you can do that? And I was like, yes, ma'am, let's do it. And so I created one over the entire house and all the walls and all the floors. And that gave her a lot more peace about people coming into her home for the healings. And protecting her plant babies that she has gone all across the cosmos to find. And so a couple things for recap is you can go in there for healing for yourself, for your physical body. You could there's like this little lizard over here that's like doing the throat thing over here. It's very cute. Anyway, okay, so you going in for your healing, you could probably talk to her about taking your own clients in there as well. I'm sure she would love to do some type of like co-collaborative healing. I'm sure she would like to meet a lot more earthlings. Okay, writing the book is a potentiality for you as well, and then creating the catalog of plants that you can recall when you're doing your own healing sessions with clients. And I want to thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I hope you have an amazingly magical day.